Hello everybody and welcome back to this video. So today we're gonna take a look at a so-called large language model. Man, I made this wrong 3 times. How we can build our own chat application and how we can also connect our own application and our own data to this model. But without further ado, let's dive in. So let's now take a look at our application. So what we are using here is the so-called LangChain4j framework. So this is a framework that we can find on GitHub that is powering our LLMs, which are basically large language modules we can leverage to use for using chatbots. This is basically a wrapper that you can use for a lot of these LLMs, like OpenAI, like Llama from Meta and other stuff. A very easy example is something we have here. So what we have here is a simple prompt. I'm asking about what can you tell me about Spring Boot in a short answer. And then I have this method which is called prompt OpenAI, where I'm using the OpenAI chat model builder. This needs an API key. We are using demo here, which is a free key we can use without paying anything to OpenAI, and we set a timeout here. However, this demo key has the limitation that after a couple, I don't know, 20 or 30 requests that we have, that it will expire and we have to wait for another day. So let's start the application and see what will happen now. So starting our Spring Boot application here, compiling, starting. So what do you know about Spring Boot in a short answer? And what it's now doing in the background, it's calling OpenAI ChatGPT basically via an internet connection. And we have the answer. Spring Boot is a framework designed to simplify the development of Java application, yada, yada, yada. And we see it is a long, very long answer here. Okay, nothing special about it. So awesome, we can now talk to ChatGPT. Can we improve on that? So, for example, can we host our own model? And yes, we can. So what we do now is we exchange this here to prompt Llama. And now we can use something that is called Ollama, which is provided by Meta. I start this as a local application. You can simply download this from their website. It has an application for macOS and for Linux. That's the simple way to get started. And when you start it for the first time, it will automatically download a model in the background. It will download the smallest model, which is about 4 GB of RAM. And this is downloaded to your local machine. So we start our application again, and let's see what's happening here. So as we are waiting, we can already take a look at the code. We are now using the Ollama streaming language model here. So it's starting to talk. When you see it's a little bit of a different, because this one is talking a lot. It's now the streaming API. So you see it types while we are waiting here. So it's not this one line where we have an open API. We can also use the streaming API here. But here we really need to do this. Otherwise, we would have to wait for 2 minutes and then it will get the answer. There is a small bug at the end, but it works. So it gives me now all the information about Spring Boot. The important thing is, which you might not have recognized, this will now even work if I disable my internet connection. So I disabled my WLAN and I will start again, and it should still work because it's hosted locally. You see, we still get an answer. So while this was already pretty awesome, the question is it really helpful? Because basically we just built some kind of ChatGPT locally. And now let's take a look at an even crazier example. So what if we could connect our application and our own data to this large language module? So as we see here, this is a really simple example. We have some kind of in-memory repository, which basically holds 3 persons. So we have Homer Simpson, we have Bart Simpson, and we have Monty Burns. these persons via person ID have addresses connected to them. So 2 live in Springfield and 1 is living in Shelbyville. I'm not sure if this is written correctly. And also, some of these people have allergies against hard work, peanuts, and some for bees. So the question is, can we somehow connect our data and our application to our large language model? And yes, we can. So what we need is very, very little. We need, again, some kind of bootstrapping here. So we need our OpenAI chat model, again, with a demo key, and we set a model name here. Then what we also need is so-called AI services builder, which passes in the chat language module, and also a tool. We take a look at the tool in just a second. And then this is something some of you may already know. We are now telling our model, hey, you're a database admin that can query the database for persons. The persons can be queried by first name or last name or city or allergy. It's very important to have the keywords here. It might look like it's working if, for example, we omit just the allergy, but the model will get confused. But just tell it like this, you're a database admin and you can query by this. And then we need the tool. The tool is basically something where we list all our method names here. So for example, we have find by first name, we have find by last name, we have find by city, find by allergy, and then also searching by an address ID or by an allergy. It's very important to have an expressive name here, like find by first name and find by last name, and also an expressive method name here. So I had a copy paste error, and find by last name had first name here, and it did not work. Yeah, and that's all you need. So you see, this just delegates to our person repository, and only by the annotation and by having an expressive name here and our system message, which tells that you're a database agent, we already connected our application to the large language module. Let's see that in action. So we start our application here, and we are now getting a prompt, at least if the thing compiles, user. And now I say, okay, I am searching for Bart. So this will take a moment. It will do a call on the internet, and it says, okay, I already know because you are searching about Bart, and I know that Bart is a first name. I didn't tell it, it already knows. It says, I will now call find by first name with Bart. And it says, so, hey, I found a person named Bart Simpson with the ID too. Hey, that's awesome. I say, okay, can you give me the address? Because I need the address of Bart. Again, it takes a moment, and then said, yeah, sure, here's the address, because it knows it has to call find address by ID. Then I will ask, okay, I am searching for a person that has an allergy to bees. It's taking a moment, and it already knows, okay, it has to use find by allergy. And it says, I found a person named Monty Burns who has an allergy to bees. Awesome. And it gets even crazier. I can also do something like, can you list all allergies we have in Shelbyville? I hope I have this correctly. And now it needs to do two things. It needs to do find by city, because it has to return the results from Shelbyville, and then go on searching for the allergies. I didn't tell it. It already knows automatically that it has to do this, and says, in Shelbyville, we have a person named Monty Burns who has an allergy to bees. That's awesome. Again, please remember, it's only because of this system message and only the signatures with the tool annotation we have here. But wait a minute. it gets even crazier. So I'm from Germany and asked myself the question, okay, this is all English and we connected our LLM to English. Can it do German? And funny enough, it can. So I'm now typing in German. It says, ich suche Bad. Nothing too complicated, which is basically I'm searching for Bart, and it still has the answer. So it tells me it has a person named Bart Simpson. I can also say, ich suche die Person mit einer Allergie zu Bienen. Oh, unfortunately, that did not work. Interesting. Ich suche eine Person mit einer Allergie zu. Let's take that in English again. And that works. I don't understand it. Sometimes it works with the German expression, and sometimes it works only if I have, like here, I put bees here with the English expression. So there is a small downside here. So but now it translates, yeah, that said, basically it says, I have found Monty Burns and he has an allergy to bees, and it translates everything to German. But it has a problem when passing in data to the method, and this data is let's take a look here. So it has bees, it had no bean. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. But anyway, how awesome is that? Most of the stuff works also in German. So what it basically has to do, it has to take and pass my request. It has to translate it to English. It has to set up everything to work with my tool, which is English, query the data and return the data. So that's it today for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned something, and we already took a look together at the powers and the magic that AI can have today. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.